On that note, I think we're going. Yeah, we might be live.
We might.
Hello. Well, I can never see. It takes a couple of seconds for the stream to kick on, and then I see us. Ah, we're live. Look at that.
Yay!
Hello, everybody. It's Goddammit Zach.
God
If
damn
it's
it! It's Scooter Green and me.
if it's Goddammit Zach, it must be Monday,
Is this
or it could be Thursday or Wednesday or any other time we've ever done this.
we personally think that whatever day Mike and Tenkar are doing, we're gonna start doing it then.
We did that. That was Wednesdays. And and we got so much flack for being a better show than Mike and Tenkar's in half
Yikes!
the time.
If that's true, which I don't think it is.
Oh my God. Kurt Gould is already in here being kind.
Oh, he's the nicest man I know.
He is the best. Salt of the earth. And not like weird salt like when you looked back at Gamora
Yeah,
and
not
Gamora
finishing
and
salts, like and stuff. Just good
yeah.
old fashioned salt, huh?
Maybe Kurt is bath salts. Maybe that's what
Ooh,
it is.
no, that's you.
Oh yeah, right. My bad. So it is the Ides of March.
Oh yeah,
I
and John Barnhouse's birthday too.
it is John Barnhouse. You know him and love him as Pex. He is the happiest little Oompa Loompa because today's his birthday. And I told him not to take any shit from Zach today.
I haven't
So,
given him any.
um, well, yeah. Okay, Kurt clarified that he is sea salt,
Okay, I can take
probably
that.
the best of salts.
Yep,
Um,
I think that just seems fair.
we are going back to the format that made us not at all famous or appreciated. We're just kind of talking about anything.
Oh, I said we never had a format that is appreciate or famous.
Yeah, no, no, not
Huh?
even a little bit.
Right on.
So, next Thursday, not the 18th, but March 25th, we are going to participate in the GaryCon 13 Ethereal Experience.
What
We
what time
are,
what time are we doing this at?
Zach and I happen to be on the show at, I don't know.
On Thursday.
It's on Thursday. I think it's 7 p.m. local time, which
All
is
right.
in, I think it's Central Time. Yes, it's Central Time. I think we're
I'll be
on at
there.
7. I'll be there. We are going to have, hello, John Hook. Yes, we're talking about
Yay.
GaryCon. We're going to do an artist panel for
Ooh.
GaryCon. We're doing our small publisher seminar, but we are going to focus on art because art can break you faster than anything except not planning for shipping. Shipping and art are the two things that will kill your project as a small publisher faster than anything. I mean, you might as well just stop writing.
Well, the problem with art is I like it, and you want to
Right.
keep buying it, and you'll keep buying it because you think that this is too cool. I need to have this, and then the next thing you know, you have no money to do shipping.
So here's literally I am Skeeter Green. My company is SGP. I am a tiny publisher. You can only get to be a smaller publisher than me if you are physically smaller than me. I am the only one here, so that's as small as it gets. I was talking with a luminary of the RPG authoring and game designing sphere. Yeah, I'm just making words up because I can. And I talked to that person. They're going to write something that SGP is going to purchase. So I am actually publishing in conjunction with another author, which is very exciting for SGP. And I dropped a bomb on that author of who I was going to target for writing are doing the cover art for their module, and I got a oh in response. So this is a big deal. It could be disastrous for me, and I have a 1, 2, 3. If I can't get this person, I'm gonna see if I can get this person if they're available.
If not, Zach's going to do it.
I'm gonna work it all the way down to stick figures,
That's
and
me.
it's gonna look like the cover of Pearl Jam's 10 album with just a stick figure with their arm up in the air. That may end up being what we get, but we are going to have Alyssa Fadden on the show. We are going to have Wonky, Mr. Keelan Halverson, on the show.
Oh, him.
We are going to have the mighty wizard Jim Wampler to
Know him?
give us some insight on art direction, because Jim is both an artist and an art
An art
director,
director. Yep.
which, if you have sampled the Scientific Barbarian, Volume 1 or 2, you can see that that book is put together. It's got some art, it's got some nice choices, it's visually appealing.
It's got wizardry, man.
It does. I was going to wait until later in the segment, but I have no restraint. So, Scientific Barbarian, trying to get it, is very shiny. So, it is very reflective. It's hard. I'm not at all a professional. This is Scientific Barbarian number 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, look at that. That's done by a professional.
No
Um,
kidding.
and we have here quickly. You can slow this down on your own time.
Is that an insert?
That is a bookmark.
Nice.
Jim is very good with the bookmarks, and they're useful because they have tables on the other side.
Handy.
He is a smart cookie.
He is.
I find him delightful. So yeah, that's what we're going to. There's a rumor of a very special guest that I will not commit this person to doing it because they may not be able to.
Is it me?
Is not you. Is
Oh.
actually somebody wants to hear from.
Yeah, well, that's all I got.
So, um, yeah, I have to actually get on the Discord and verify everything. They're doing some verifications of stuff just to check in, and I still have to do that. But that is beginning Thursday, March 25th, and that goes until Sunday, March 28th, or maybe even Monday if you're lucky enough. It is hard to say. So that's coming up next week, but we're going to talk about Frog God Game Day, and Zach is going to tell us everything he knows about Frog God Game Day, which should take moments.
Who?
Please.
I'll also tell you?
Yes, you
Oh,
were supposed to talk about
yeah,
this.
Yeah, it'll take seconds. No, no. Honestly, this will be our third Frog on Games Day coming up.
Fix
we have
your mic, Zach.
Nope.
You're quiet again.
Better.
Better.
Sorry. This will be our third Frog on Games Day coming up. It's being organized by the same crew that did the last one, so it should actually, because I'm not a part of any of the organization, it should run just fine. We are doing. I just actually submitted the cover to get designed for the special module, the soft car module. It started with a chicken because we are redoing Splinters of Faith for 5th edition. And it started with a chicken is the first module from that. So we're going to have released that for all 3 systems with a new cover by Santa Novasante. And it is fantastic cover. Matt Finch and I were looking.
I've seen the cover, and as much as no one should ever believe Zach, it is a pretty bitchin' piece.
No,
of the cover.
I was talking to Finch today about it, and we're like, can you believe that we get a cover this good when you the name of the modules that started with a chicken and it has a chicken on, just like it's the best chicken cover in a long time.
Yes. Rarely do you see such a prominent chicken on the front of the cover. And I'm going to say it. I have to say it. You don't get this much cock outside of a Lamentations of the Flame Princess module.
Damn right, it's the
So
truth. No, but no, and there's probably going to be about I think we have probably about 20 some games scheduled. I can't remember the exact total. There are more all the time. I know Pex is running a fairy ring of the nibble onion from Bunnies and Burrows, and I know that I'm running Whisper and Venom, and Matt is running.
are
I
you
think
familiar with Whisper and Venom?
I used to be less familiar all the time.
Well, and the reason I ask that is because I am also running a module that I wrote and I have to reread it just so I know what is happening.
No, it's interesting about that because the further away you get from it, the more like both sad and happy you are. Like, oh, this still works. I like it. Or, oh, I actually wrote that. This is before cancel culture. I'm doomed. You know.
Yeah, yeah, there are some Levi Combs, my man. He's in the chat
Wow.
representing Grindhouse Syndicate right there.
No, so it's going to be. It'll be a good time. I know that we have we just did the um, everybody who signed up and bought a ticket for it was eligible to be in a raffle to be in one of the games with one of the paid games. And Pex and I did that raffle last week. My wife was very disappointed in the quality of our abilities to do so.
I have to say I was also in the Discord listening to that raffle and that should have been an event you needed a ticket to attend. It was
It was that
like
bad.
it was like a slow motion train wreck if it got hit by an airplane in a lava flow.
I blame the big orange guy.
Uh it honestly wasn't that bad.
I know, but
It
it's funny
was
to watch
worse
because
than that.
everybody has to realize that although I'm in charge of a lot of Frog God games, now that another person in my household is working with Frog God games, she's now more in charge than I am, and so I have to actually. I don't ever get nervous if Bill Webb's mad at me, but I get really afraid if I think she is. So,
Yeah, she's gonna put a pillow over your head.
I know will miss me.
That's not true. We would wonder where you're at.
No, only because you
We
can want
would
my stuff.
we would immediately know something was amiss if there was not constant food porn on Facebook from Zach's account. It'd be like, hey, breakfast has passed. Where's Zach? We didn't get a
I haven't
picture.
seen a brioche French toast in at least a month.
Yeah, something is amiss. Uh, no, it's fun to tease Zach, but that's not why we're here. Really,
Really?
we're having this show to pimp the crypto codex from
Woo!
SGP. Um, we have 18 hours to go. Woohoo! And we just went over 200 backers. So thank you, 200 people, for having the faith that you won't get gamer herpes from my book or anything like that.
This is the disclaimer. You still might get gamer herpes from his book.
It is always possible. So we'll look at it really quick. That is some art right there in the banner from both Wonky and Diogo Nogueira. I really hope I pronounced it right. He's
I'm sure you did,
Brazilian,
but he's great.
so he's a super nice guy. There's some cover compatible with Dungeon Crawl Classics and Mutant Crawl Classics. New critters. We actually
Attacktopus.
the Attacktopus, one of my favorites. The Attacktopus, the Camelpede, and honestly, I have to say the Boulaith are my favorites. Because if you get a Boulay combined with an Aboleth, and that comes out of the ground to mess with you, you're screwed.
I like it. I like it.
And here's my personal uh, personal animal, the rageophant, which is just a giant elephant that's angry and has
I
spikes.
like the rock offense too. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a griffin, only elephant size. So yeah, pretty good. These guys are the Hanumen. They are scientific apes. They're very
I saw
cool.
that movie.
Yeah. This is a sphinx, and so is this
Interesting.
because they're shapeshifters. Yeah, you like that?
Oh,
You can get another copy, please.
all right.
And here's this stuff. Here's stretch goals. Hey, if you want to add the castor bean by our good friend Jason Gardner, you better throw down $1,000 in the next 18 hours.
Something else is happening within the next 18 hours. What is that?
Um, this is a hag. This is how I feel today. Just kind of tired. I'm gonna take a
Is it
knee.
because it's your birthday tomorrow? Is that why?
Yeah, that is that is the milestone birthday where you don't get to celebrate your milestone birthday last year because of COVID.
What are you, 49 now?
Tomorrow I will be 51.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, doesn't it seem like I should be some sort of mature by now? I
No,
mean,
I was just
I'm
figuring you're supposed to be
literally
younger.
in a sleeveless Cthulhu shirt and camo shorts and combat boots. I have not changed my wardrobe since I was 17.
Or your hobbies.
Or my hobbies. I lost all my hair. That's about the only major difference.
You had your hair and then till you met Mike Bialotto.
That'll do it.
I know.
I mean, hair just starts falling out you after the
Yeah, I'm
mulatto
actually getting kind of thin on
experience.
top because of him.
Yeah, he's draining. The CR on gamer herpes is
16.
uh, character level +2. So there you go. The herpes is no joke. I think so. We've been rambling for 20 minutes. I'm gonna get into some show and tell because I've got
All
some
right.
stuff.
What do you got?
Um, so because tomorrow is my birthday,
Oh,
things
I
have
recognize that.
started to show up.
Wonder who
This
got you that?
this is gonna go on my Superfly car. I don't know who got me this. Got to be somebody who takes pictures of their food all the time.
Could be. There's two more packages coming too.
I was out with my son and we were supposed to be doing some stuff, but I took him to a game store and wherein I found a miniature that I had to purchase. The miniature I had to purchase, the Nature
Oh
Boy,
boy. No boy.
Ric Flair. Woo!
I knew Wu was coming. Right on.
Yes, so I got that. I got that from as a birthday gift from my favorite person, me. And so now, since he's actually in the chat, we're going to discuss this at our leisure. This is the phylactery issue number 2.
Hey, I don't
This
think I
is
backed that. No, I'm kidding. It's
oh, you
great.
piece of shit. So this is another zine by our good friend Levi Combs. The thing that I like about Levi's work is he pays attention to the details because the cover feels solid, like it's quality. Um, in during Zine Month, Zine Quest, whatever it's called, I'm not hip. I'm not down with the lingo. A lot of people put out zines that may or may not be all that awesome, but this is full of awesome from cover to cover.
Yeah, no, it's great.
One of the things I'm specifically going to show you because it cracks me up is not in this book. It's in the
Ah.
other. It's in the other book. Uh, it's in Skullcano, where he does the classic comic book ads for all role playing stuff. It is fantastic. So the X-ray eyes and all this stuff. It it is wonderful. The viziers, turban, all that stuff. He nails it on so many levels. But yes, Phylactery, Planet X Games. I believe Phylactery 3 is in the queue to launch very soon as well. The guy is putting
Well, it's
out.
about damn time. I've been waiting for like at least a month.
Yeah,
What's
I
going
know.
on?
It's been a week and a half since
No,
Levi's
it's.
put out a
I kind
product,
of find
so
that I'm going to lose my interest, Levi, if you don't hurry up. Yep, that's right. Lose my interest. Okay, that's not true,
um
but
another one that we're going to go back to. This one came out a little bit ago, but I haven't been able to talk about it too much.
one of us.
One
I
of
like it.
Us by Tim DeShane.
I think did that one just come in not long ago? Like
It just
delivered?
it just arrived. But look at this sick shit. This is the best.
That's
Uh
not
you
creepy at
can
all, Skeeter.
this one in particular is set up for the DCC game system, and you can be circus performers. You can be a strong person, which I think I dated this girl in my 20s.
I married a
Um,
girl like that.
you can be an acrobat. I definitely did not date her. Or you can be a natural wonder, which is the PC way to say you're a
Freak.
weirdo.
Freak.
Yeah, and there's some other great art in this one. Yeah, because like, oh shit, there's a bug gonna snatch me off of my horse. Yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But the cover on this one is
Creepy.
super solid. I mean, it's almost like Frog God hardback type, and
Who did the
and
cover?
that's not Nightmare Fuel right there.
Yeah. Who did that?
The cover.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to tell you that. Hold please.
I'm
I
holding.
I was not expecting to take questions.
You weren't expecting to do a show
Okay,
either.
so in a Superfly design move, Tim put the credits in the back cover,
Ooh.
which is very fancy.
Mix it up. I
Yeah.
see.
So the front cover is a Stephen Stephen Poag did this
Know
art.
him?
So
Know him?
I was playing. I did not mean any disrespect. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, he's a good artist.
Um. So my in-laws from Montana sent me a gift that was a box, and I had to open it, and it was a bomb. And
Bomb.
little butterfly things flew out because you wind them up with these things. They flew everywhere, and I just about shit myself.
That alone is worth it. Your in-laws
The
are awesome.
whole the whole box comes apart, and this stuff goes everywhere. So,
I'm surprised you're at the hospital. That's the
yeah,
kind of stuff that would make you.
yeah, dude, I was tense. Well, Jen
What
was
happened to him?
recording it.
He gets butterfly bombed.
Jen was recording it, and I saw my face, and it did not look happy. It did not look happy at all. Uh, yeah, I think that's all my show and tell for right now. Zach, what do you got to show and tell us?
Well, I found something interesting when I was going through my stuff. I found these software, the
Good lord,
BattleTech heavy metal hex map makers.
I just found something else for show and tell.
Yeah, we
So
got.
no, you do your
Oh,
programs.
and the battle armor maker.
Nice.
All right. And the best part, your BattleTech design software for the belt make your mechs.
You know who would love that?
Who?
Big Spoon.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I should share with Big Spoon.
You
I love they
should.
have. They're so low quality. Like they have the old print on the old really hardcore, like basically tattoo your CD and like a piece of paper, not glossy, to
Yeah.
print the stuff out on. I just love it.
You know what you should do? You should get a nice wheel of cheese and put it in the back of your car and drive around in July in Arizona and then present it to him because he prefers trunk cheese.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
good. Well,
Yes,
I could do that.
he is a fan.
No, but do you ever used any of the other older software like this kind of stuff? I know the TSR made the Dungeon Designer's Guide. I have that for the Apple II, and I messed with that the other day. I was going to show it, but I realized I have no way to show that. There's zero way for me to take it off of an Apple monitor and put it onto a screen.
Yeah,
So
unless you
I would,
take a picture of it with your phone.
yeah, but that's not. It's even less exciting than the software, which is, I know this will shock you, but the Dungeon Master Journal for the Apple II,
Uh,
not as exciting as you expect.
we have a question from the chat. When was the BattleTech software released?
Well, let me look at my BattleTech software, and I'll tell you.
While you are doing that, I'm going to show something I picked up at the
2001.
2001. So at Spawn of Cyclops Con, I was able to find a vendor who came up with these. These are these are little sheets to say when your character is dead. But the fascinating and wonderful part of these, they're pink and they're sticky notes. So you get a pink slip to go
Ah,
the fuck home because your character's dead.
that's
I
excellent.
I laughed so hard. That was that is somebody using their noodle for that's the hero we needed. I was so happy. So because I'm an asshole, I got 4 packs.
Well, you should have.
I plan to kill murder Kate a lot of people.
Hey, um, rumor has it that there may be an actual in-person con coming in June. Would you perhaps, if you may or may not show up, would you bring something like that there? Would you use something like that in in-person con?
I would be happy to pink slip somebody's character, which sounds dirty.
Yeah, 'cause it sounds that's one of the least dirty things you've said all month.
That's one of the least dirty things I've said in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a potential for a in-person convention. It is in one of the worst states in the union. Um, but there are
Run by
some,
one of the two of the guys who run it. One of us one of the worst people in the union.
and honestly, I don't know which one you're talking about. No, one of them is definitely worse than the other one, and that one has a brother that has decided to donate his banana hammock to anyone who needs a mask for the convention. I don't know what he's thinking.
I'm
Actually,
glad we have a
I
really
know
small audience
exactly
that
what
almost
he's
everybody here
thinking.
knows what the hell we're talking about because it's too
Yes.
hard to explain.
Come on down to the North Texas RPG Con in the beginning of June. Because nothing says Texas like inviting people who aren't used to Texas heat to the first weekend in June.
Yeah, no, it's I'm from Arizona. It's different. It's oppressive because it's like you have to use your sword to cut your way into through the like the mist and the haze to get into it's like a machete get through a jungle.
The last time we were able to physically go to North Texas Con, when we were the last day, this is the only thing I remember from the last day. The gods hated us so much they showed us what a rain bomb was. I had never even heard of that before, but it's when it's like 100-yard radius of monsoon with high winds, and then it's gone. It lasted what It,
it's like a control weather spell, really.
yeah, it was. And the hotel, the automatic doors kept opening, and this wind would come ripping through and just blasted everybody's vendor tables. It was horrible. But yeah, I mean, absolute black sky.
No, you weren't there last summer, were you?
No, I wasn't there.
Yeah,
So this was 2019 when this
yeah.
happened, and it's. I mean, if you're superstitious, that would mean you'd never go to a convention again. That was the weirdest thing I've seen in a long time.
You
And then
know,
it
that's
was
coming from
gone.
you.
It was not as bad as the 197 degrees when I was at Crit Hit Con, but
Or the
um,
time it was -7 degrees in your car at GarrettCon. You experienced like extreme weather worse than anybody on the planet, basically.
I experience most things worse than most people.
Yeah. But we
I'm
all enjoy it so much more.
yeah.
Everything extreme is more fun when you're there because it's definitely the injury.
I have had I have had the opportunity to tell the raccoon story more times in the last 2 or 3 days than in the last like three
Why?
years. For some reason, the raccoons keep coming up everywhere, and I have to tell that story.
Well, the funny thing is, I didn't even bring it up.
I know it's weird. It's just people are posting raccoons on Facebook, and oh, aren't they cute? And I'm like, let me tell you a story about a raccoon in a
I
parking
just want
lot.
to make it clear that I was there. There were three people there, and the other witness lives nearby me. We were there, and it's true, but not as much as you think it is. That raccoon's gonna kick your ass, dude.
No, I always stop the story just as I'm about to get through both cars when I realize the raccoon has outsmarted me and lured me into a trap.
Oh yeah, it was a total trap, dude. And I could just all I remember is Matt's like telling you, "Don't make me do for you what you do for Bill." Is the last thing I remember.
Famous last words.
Yeah. Anyway, so but the fact that it came up surprises me. But you know what? It could die again.
Yeah, no, it can go away. Um, that that's gonna be on my headstone. What happened to Skeeter? He went full Skeeter in a parking lot.
Yeah. Never go full ski to the parking
Never go
lot.
full Skeeter in the parking lot.
Who is his victim? It doesn't matter.
Skeeter's victim was, in fact, Skeeter.
Skeeter again.
Yeah. Well, you know what's going to happen is I'm going to come crawling back to the doors with one hit point because that one hit point, I'm eternal. With all of the damage I've done to myself, I can't be stopped by modern weaponry.
you're like you're like the dumbest Highlander ever.
Yeah, and proud of it. Okay,
Oh,
so
there's so
so
many.
we went to my mother's this last weekend for a birthday celebration. She gave me a shirt that says, "I don't take orders. I barely take suggestions." And when I read that, I cracked up that as much as I have never told my mom any of these stories, she has nailed my personality in t-shirt form.
We all told your mom.
It's fantastic. So, we do have to say, Zach, would you like to say the announcement of what Necromancer Games product is dropping tomorrow on Indiegogo?
Was actually I think it's Frog God Games product.
Is it?
Yes,
I did not
because
know
it
that.
happens to be in Bard's Gate. You know that town? You ever heard of it?
I'm familiar.
I don't know why you'd be familiar, but a the Fiend of Turlin's Well, which is a terrible module written about by a horrible person that actually has is the first one we published in a long time that has a disclaimer on the page.
Does it really?
It does. Matt
That
wrote it.
that is awesome.
We're launching tomorrow. Skeeter Green wrote a. It was supposed to be the beginning of like a 12-part arc that started with something horrible happening. Well, we kept the horrible part, got rid of the arc, and the Fiend of Turlin's Well was born. And he swore he'd never run it again. He's going to be running it on game day, but it'll be available for on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific is the current plan. It's if you go on to Indiegogo, you can see where we have a like a pre-launch page. You can sign up for that and be alerted when it comes out. But be there tomorrow. You'll be notified if you're on our normal channels.
That's
I
awesome.
recommend it because honestly, how can you not one buy something written by Skeeter that is two has the disclaimer because we absolutely had to put it in. It, this is psychologically terrifying is what we put. So, and we meant it.
That
So
is great. And okay, so not Zach is not actually kidding. I had to develop new game mechanics
and they're
for.
great. I want to add before some stop you. They're great. It is the best like reimagination of a sanity mechanic I've ever seen for a 5e or Dungeons and Dragons game. Period. These are fantastic. They really work good. So go ahead.
So I encourage everyone to check it out. When we get out into the world, I will take the Fiend of Turlin's Well on the road, and I'll run a game. Maybe I'll run a game at North Texas if we have people. If we have people there, I will happily run a game at Gamehole. But it'll have to be late at night when it's spooky, spooky.
No, it is spooky stuff, but it's I
It's
don't know.
it's
I think it's
kind of
exciting.
awful.
Now that I have your attention, Skeeter.
Yeah. So, can I say that part?
Yeah.
The characters go to where a mob has gathered around the wall of one of the buildings where these incidents are happening, and they see the guards kind of pushing people away, and written in paint on the wall is in big letters, and it's the cover of the module. Now I have your attention. And then it pans down to this crumpled figure at the bottom of that message, and then you figure out that's not paint.
Yeah, it's like I said, we put a disclaimer on it because it actually is not one we recommend you play like a family game for kids at all. It's actually is
Oh
a
no.
it's psychological horror and it's done really well. And Matt wrote a like basically a follow up to conclude it because like I said, Skeeter had made like it's gonna be a big arc and he got so busy with SGP that he had no use for us anymore. So Matt wrote the Death Ship of the Roach Princess that is finishes it up, and that one's going to be running in a few weeks. And so,
Which, honestly, I mean, the only thing that would make the Fiend of Turlin's Well creepier is if he is surrounded by roaches. Because,
no, and the good news is you can find out if it's whether or not that winds up that way in the Death Ship one. It's actually Matt. When Matt said he's going to write, whenever Matt says he's going to write anything, I always want to smack him on the head. Like, you have other things to do. You're not supposed to be writing stuff. You hire people to write stuff. You're a busy man. But no, he insisted, and he wrote it, and it's really good. So,
well, I am more than honored to have uh, Matt finish that up. That's
well,
fantastic.
Matt really liked the first one, and so that is kind of why I think he would have been happy to pass it off to our B-list writers like Casey, for example.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
No, I'm kidding. No, but seriously, he would have handed it off to somebody else to do, but he really liked it so much he thought he really could end it well. And Karatasha might be in there. You never know.
So, funny story is I tried to negotiate to get the actual art for the cover, the painting
Hmm?
from the artist, and yeah, paintings are pricey.
Yeah, they ain't cheap.
Yeah, so I'm still potentially in play, but due to new unforeseen things that have happened in the real, funds are now a little bit. They have to be put away. I don't. I will say it because I'm a very happy person right now. My 18-year-old daughter and my 15-year-old son are now living with Northwest Devilette Jen and myself, and I could not be fucking happier.
Yay.
Um, That will not in any way affect the lethality of my games. I'm still coming for you.
It will make him less lethal. He's going to become all clowns and balloons.
Excuse me, Bard's Gate has a clown, and that guy is terrifying.
True.
I didn't write it.
I didn't say what kind of clown,
That one is Casey's fault.
as a lot of things are.
Yeah, as a lot of things are. And Casey's comic book that he did with his daughter Ainsley, Catpocalypse,
Yep.
funded well on Kickstarter, and I believe I'm just gonna go ahead and speak for Casey because I feel like that's a
Because
thing
he
I
doesn't have his own
shouldn't do.
voice.
Yeah, he'll probably have copies at conventions, and he'd be happy to sign those for you. Especially if you talk to him at length about your cat person character.
He will talk to you about length about that. Because here's the thing.
So let me tell you something, brother.
Man, he's one of the best people ever.
I still give Casey all the props. He was the one who got me really involved in Necromancer games, and to all of your chagrin, I never left.
Well, I'll give Casey props. I've never seen anybody who can like wrangle up 15 people and all of a sudden create great art that comes out of the sky. And like, I could just casually mention that we need something and there's no order, there's no nothing. And next thing you know, this amazing piece of art shows up. The chicken thing is a perfect example. Like, we need a chicken and it's kind of be like, a little weird. And then the greatest chicken comes out of the sky on the cover of Mount Module. And I'm dead serious. It's awesome. It's all because people like Casey. That's why when you talked earlier about like Jim Wampler and art direction, those guys that do that and do it effectively are so important the bigger you get with projects. You can
Yep.
do your own art direction your first one so long as you know your limitations, but as you get bigger and bigger, it's not possible for untrained people to do that in a way that will not give you away.
So I will speak to this very briefly. Um, I did a large chunk of the art direction for Rappanathic 5e, and I am terrible. I put way too much pressure on the artists to capture my vague directions. Colin Chan, who did the cover and a bunch of the really big, beautiful pieces in there, has to have some kind of mind connection. Because everything I thought might be cool and vaguely told him, he knocked out of the park
The cover's
so
amazing.
much better.
Yeah.
Uh, Keelan Halverson, Wonky, is another one of those guys that's got a direct line to my brain, which I'm sorry. But yeah, I give him very just vague art notes, and he does these wonderful things, these wonderful pieces. And not to say that anybody I've worked with is not great, but I know I don't give very many details, so I'm not good at
I
that
don't do it
job.
anymore at all because it is not that I don't have it in me. I can ask, and I haven't. Hey, I'm at the level where I'm lucky. I said, hey, Casey, can we have one? Can it have a gorgon, a chicken, and some artichokes? And then next thing you know, someone will come out with all those things, and I can be done with it. And I feel like a genius, but it has nothing to do with me at all.
I just want to acknowledge the subtle flex that Zach just did when he said, I'm at the level where I can just tell Casey to make this happen.
Because he's good at it.
Yeah, no, because you wanted to tell people you're the boss.
No, yeah, that's because I always want to. Because nobody believes that.
Anybody who has tried to have 5 consecutive words with Zach at a convention knows he is one of the busiest men in role playing. It's like if you don't say your piece as he's walking by, you don't get a meeting with Zach. And he tells everybody, "Oh, just email me," which, to his credit, he does respond to emails. But if you see him in person, you better like grab his leg and hold on for dear life or get a bear trap or something because that man is moving all the time. He's a busy he when I dumped his job on him that he greatly expanded without knowing any of that was going to happen. uh he he always said this is what I want it to become, and he's built it into that. And now he sort of regrets it.
Sort of.
Just you are super busy all the time, man.
No, I am. I am, and I do like. It's weird because I have to choose when I work, and like if I have things I have to focus on, I got to do it at midnight to 2 because that's the only time I can go without interference. That's why I get poor. You know who's hardest hit by this is Pex. Because I'll have, all right,
Oh, I
Pex, we'll
bet.
meet at 11 o'clock my
Oh,
time, 1 a.m. your time.
I am going to take a subsegment out of Goddammit Zach for just a minute because I want everybody to zone in on Zach's face when I tell him this. So, you know that Quest 2 VR headset you convinced me to buy and we can never game at the same time? You know who is particularly awesome at VR games? My 15-year-old son.
I bet.
To the point where he's already better than me at almost everything and explained Gorn to me about how things happen in levels I did not get to. So, uh, yeah, he beat most of my scores in Pistol Whip. He does great at Gorn. He knocked somebody out in boxing. He's kind of pissing me off.
Just get used to it, man.
So I'm gonna have a VR competitor for you. If I get him on Beat Saber and he knows how to do it, he's coming for you, old man.
It's okay. I'm already ready to concede. I already feel tired.
Well, the thing is, he did that for like 2.5 hours straight. Just played all these games, and I'm like, what? Not a bead of sweat did I
Oh,
see.
wow.
Nothing. Okay, we bring you back to your
Regularly
regularly
scheduled dorkage.
scheduled stupidity. Um, But yeah, so just to sum up, we have Gary Con coming. Zach and I are doing the small publishers seminar on Thursday with the art focus.
We're going to
I
do it on
am,
FrogCon too, by the way.
wait a minute, we're not done with Gary Con
Oh,
because I'm running 3 sessions of Crypt of the Science Wizard level 2 playtests. I don't know when you can sign up for games, but they have been selling out very fast. So if you're interested in trying it, jump in. We have North Texas. I am desperately trying to get my Bill Gates microchip vaccine so I can be safe and go there. I am hopeful that I'm bringing the entire Team Green from Pacific Northwest. Um, then we have Gamehole. There is, I think, actually, there is Autumn Revel, which may happen in person. And if Autumn Revel happens in person, I desperately want to go to that.
I will go if I stand outside and beg to let me in.
There is Empire of the Spawn of Cyclops Con, which is an online game. I will be running Crypt of the Science Wizard as much as I can do there. And then I don't know if there's anything after Gamehole. Then I take a break. Oh, yeah, I released the Kickstarter for Crypt of the Science Wizard Level 2. So mark your calendars with that extremely vague time frame.
We're doing a small publisher seminar at Frog Day too.
We are?
Yep. I just going to let you know that just now.
Is it during my game?
Probably. No, I don't know.
That's going to be awkward. Yeah, so I'm running games Friday and Sunday. If we do small publisher seminar sometime on Saturday, I'm probably good to go.
I believe that it was told to me by the
Oh,
woman in charge. So,
oh, no. April 10th is a no game. Sorry.
okay.
That's the day somebody got married. And
You?
they with all of the upheaval, somebody's going to spend that day with their significantly better other.
It'll be. I will run this. I will run the best seminar ever by myself.
Oh, I'm going to tune in for that.
Yeah, you
Oh God,
should.
can I be in the crowd? Can I ask questions?
I don't think that your significant other's going to want that on her special day.
Um, I so just to talk about the small publisher seminar for just a second, I actually had another small publisher that we are friends with and know, and he has produced a very, very nice book. Contact me just as a sounding board. So the small publisher thing, even if I mean if you are a small publisher or if you're even thinking about it, even when you get into publishing and have put a product out, there are still questions. There are always questions. I have
Always.
questions I want to ask Zach.
I
Um,
have questions I ask people too. I
yeah,
honestly, I'm the stuff that I'm working on right now are still publishing questions that I don't have anybody to ask. I have to actually like do research. But if I find out that I can ask somebody, Kirk Gould, I will.
there is all the difference in the world between trying to find out some information on your own and asking somebody who's been through the process.
Because it's time is money. It really is, and the difference between 10 hours to figure it out and 2 hours to get it done are a big deal. So, and Skeeter and I always talk about this, and I mean it. I'm not always easy to get a hold of, but once I'm got a hold of, I really do want to answer questions, and I
He's
really,
like a slickery pig.
it's just it can be, but I do want to help people when I can because honestly, I got help from a lot of people who I didn't deserve to get help from. I didn't think at the time, and it's like paying it forward because if I save you time and make your life have a good time with you doing publishing, I've done more than my part, and I like to talk about it. And that's about all I know. You can ask me about anything else important, and I have no opinion, but I can tell you a lot about publishing. So
And food pictures.
and food pictures.
Yeah, that's my goal is not to be the greatest RPG writer or designer ever. That ship sailed long time ago. Um, but if I can encourage somebody who actually becomes that person, or even encourage somebody who then encourages somebody else who becomes that person, that will be a good enough legacy for me.
Awesome.
I have had very wonderful mentors and people who have listened to my asinine questions and people who are comfortable enough to say that's a stupid question. And in such a way where I look at it and go, "Oh, yeah, that's what God, thank you for shining a light on my dumbness."
You're
Um,
welcome, Skeeter.
you're
I
welcome.
liked you.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Crisp high five virtual. Um, no, and I wasn't referring to the time you did it.
I
But no,
was.
always reach out, always ask questions. Nobody knows everything about RPGs except maybe Tim Kask.
No one knows anything about Harvard Cheese as loudly as he does.
Well, I mean, he's done so many different. He's worn so many different hats in the business. He
Bullets.
knows some stuff, and by all means, if you ever need some IT support, Tim Kask is the guy to ask
He's the
about
way to go
that.
because you know what? If it's new and if it's electronic, it's all Tim.
He's got his finger on the pulse. It's usually around your throat, but it is still the finger on the pulse. Um, I think we're going to cut it a few
All right,
minutes early. Thank you everybody for being in here. Karen, Levi, Kurt, who is Super
John Hook was there.
Beast? That is
Who?
fantastic.
Who?
John Hook, the doctor, or the captain,
Who?
Captain Doctor,
Captain Doctor,
Doctor Mister, Mister
Mister Doctor,
Doctor.
Captain Hook.
Anyway, everybody, be safe, get your vaccines, and we'll see you on the convention circuit. Zach Glazer,
Yes,
thank you
sir.
for spending some time with me.
As always.